This is the moment to do everything that you can on the presidential guidelines. This is the moment to not be going to the grocery store, not going to the pharmacy, but doing everything you can to keep your family and your friends safe. And that means everybody doing the 6 feet distancing, washing your hands.
送给你小星星，送你花一朵。你在我生命中太多的感动，你是我的天使，一路指引我。无论岁月变幻，爱你唱成歌。听我说谢谢你，因为有你温暖了
that face masks may have played a role in helping them contain the coronavirus outbreak. And not hospital-grade masks, just masks made of fabric. The head of the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention told Science magazine that the big mistake in the U.S. and Europe, in my opinion, is that people aren't wearing masks. Many people have asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic infections. If they are wearing face masks, it can prevent droplets that carry the virus from escaping and infecting others. Jeremy Howard, a research scientist at the University of San Francisco, wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post highlighting data from COVID-19 success stories in Asian countries such as South Korea, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, where everyone is wearing masks.
So I repeat, please do not get medical grade or surgical masks or these N95 masks. We must not contribute to the shortage of these essential personal protective equipment for medical personnel and first responders. But other coverings like this, which can be made of different materials that we can wear in public, research shows even a bandana tucked in can have an effect of slowing down droplet spread. These face coverings are only effective together, of course, with safe physical distancing. And we're going to have to get used to, seeing each other like this. Excuse me. This will be the look. So let me lead as mayor and let people know this is how we're going to be seeing each other And wearing these on the streets is something that will help us all control that spread, and most importantly, when we go to the grocery store or something, keep those frontline workers from getting sick.
But now we're adding a new important point. We're advising New Yorkers to wear a face covering when you go outside and will be near other people. So let's be clear. This is a face covering. Again, we'll talk about the details in a moment, but it could be a scarf. It could be something you create yourself at home. It could be a bandana. It does not need to be a professional surgical mask. In fact, we don't want you to use the kinds of masks that our first responders need, that our healthcare workers need. Don't use those. I can't be clearer. Leave those alone. Leave those to the people who need them the most, who are saving lives. But you can create a face covering with anything you have at home right now, any piece of cloth, and that will give the protection to others. And I want to emphasize this. I think there's been, a certain amount of misunderstanding, and we're all dealing with so much information and so many things that are kind of tough to understand and confusing. The reason for this guidance is because the studies are showing that some asymptomatic people, some pre-symptomatic people appear to actually be transmitting this disease. We don't have perfect evidence. It doesn't conform with what the initial information showed us weeks ago, but it does seem to be more and more evident. What that means is when you put on that face covering, you're protecting everyone else. You're making sure that, you don't inadvertently, if you happen to have this disease, and you may not even know it, you don't end up giving it to someone else. Now remember, with community spread, with the projections we've told you, over half of New Yorkers will contract this disease from everything we know. It means that a lot of people are out there right this minute who don't even know they have it. We want to make sure that anyone who doesn't have to get it doesn't get it. So a face covering is just a simple way to protect other people and to reduce the speed of that community spread, and hopefully keep a number of people from being affected who don't have to be affected.
Here's the big change that we are implementing today. We're asking all Coloradans to wear face coverings when they go out of the house for any of your essential functions like grocery shopping or other functions. I'll show you how this looks. Now, if you've been around grocery stores, you've noticed that more and more people are wearing cloth masks. We want everybody in Colorado to do that. Now, to model behavior, if I had gotten home from the grocery store, this would go into the wash. The heated wash. If you don't have a wash at home, you can use the hottest setting on your water on your sink. I would then wash my hands for at least 20 seconds and wash my face. The Asian societies, South Korea, Taiwan, and Japan, that have had the best response to this pandemic, meaning they're able to have the closest to normal activity economically. People are still able to go to work. There's some movement restrictions, but they're much better off than we are, and also less cases and deaths. They already have a strong mask culture. If any of you have been to Asia or are friends to Asia, you might have seen that. I've been to Japan twice in my life, and it's interesting to see, even on a normal day, if people are at all ill, they wear masks on the street. You see people with masks on the street every day. Replicating that during this COVID epidemic, having that as part of our culture here in Colorado, in the United States of America, is a really important part of reducing the spread of the virus to save lives and return to a functional economy where people can go to work sooner rather than later. We're asking all Coloradans to wear non-medical cloth face masks when they go out of the house for necessary activities like grocery shopping or walking around your neighborhood. At this point, a cloth face mask or scarf should be part of everybody's personal hygiene practices and distancing practices. This is really going to be, for the foreseeable future, an important part of our culture in Colorado, our culture that saves lives, and also helps us all return to work sooner rather than later. The key element is covers mouth and covers nose. And you can make this out of anything at home. We have Sarah Thunberg here, who's heading up our mass scaling project, to talk about this. But I want to I want to challenge everybody. Of course, we're asking folks and folks need to know that the N95 masks, the surgical masks, we need all of those that we can get for our health workers, our nurses, and others. We certainly hope to be at the point when some of these orders are actually delivered and on the ground where we can also supply high-grade masks to others like grocery workers and others that might be in exposure. But in your own home, in your own decision, it's about the right mask for the right job. And it's about making it cool so others do it. So get out those old T-shirts, 1998 guacamole champion, it shrunk, you never thought you'd use it again. Get it out of the bottom of your drawer and be creative about making that into a mask. Cover your mouth, cover your nose, and make sure you can breathe easily through it. You don't want to restrict your own breathing with an effective mask. Old T-shirts are perfect for this. We all have them. I'll be going through some of mine in the days ahead and showing you what me and our kids are able to put together. You don't even have to have a sewing machine. It can simply be done with scissors and tied. You can also use rubber bands. Sarah's going to talk more about that. What I want to make clear is that studies show that there's really every reason to use these non-medical face masks as a precaution. Wearing something over your nose and mouth when you go out, you're not going to wear these around the house, right? Nor are they sufficient if you have a family member who has COVID. You need to isolate them in a different part of your home. You're not going to be in the same part of the house if you have this. But when you're out of the home, you should use a mask at all times. And that's important. The spread of the virus occurs mostly through droplets in the air. It comes in through your nose or your mouth, which fabrics can filter. Also, about 25 to 50% of people are asymptomatic. If you are wearing a mask, you may be preventing yourself from spreading it, even if you don't know that you have it. And you're protecting others and also reducing the duration of this stay-at-home piece. Combining face coverings with frequent hand washing reduces the transmission of the virus. It also sends a message to others that we all need to be thoughtful about changing our behavior to reflect this virus. Now, it's human nature to go along with a trend, and as more people start to wear masks, others will follow. Every person wearing a mask has an impact on reducing the viral spread and shortening this disruption to socializing and the economy. So let's make it cool. Show everybody what you're doing. If you do Twitter or TikTok or Facebook, show folks what you're doing to be clever and cool about wearing masks. This is what we all need to do right now whenever you're leaving your home to go grocery shopping or anything else. It's not what we chose, any of us, but let's have fun with it and make it cool. Let's make lemonade out of these lemons, and let's try to get everybody to show that we need to do our part with clever masks and cool masks and how important that is, with old T-shirts, with scarves, with anything you have that can cover your nose and mouth and not impede your breathing. I want to introduce Sarah Thunberg with our Innovation Response Team, who's going to introduce a very special visual guest that we have for you today, who's going to share another message about masks in Colorado. Sarah Thunberg has entered our team from the private sector, successful CEO, entrepreneur. She is helping to scale up. For days now, we've been working on rolling out this mask piece with the community side, with the business side, and I'm very excited that she's here to help talk about some of these projects. Thank you all for joining us. Let's wear masks, Colorado. ColoradoMaskProject.com gives you some ideas. Share what you're doing. I'll be out and about when I go on my daily walk with our kids and our dog, wearing a mask. We'll be digging through our drawers to see what we can do with our old T-shirts, and I know that you will too. Hashtag doing my part CO. Let's share what we're doing, and let's show that Colorado is up to this challenge and that we're up to squashing out this virus and moving forward together as quickly as possible. Thank you.